Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the opening ceremony of Queen's College Annual Open Days 2021, Nirvana. I'm Shou, the Secretary for Public Relations of the Student Council.
I'm Sherwin, the Internal Secretary of the Student Council. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you to join in our annual event.
To commence, may we now invite our principal, Ms. Leung Ifeta Ruth, to deliver her speech. Ms. Leung, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the Virtual Open Days 2021 of Queen's College. Today, we're happy to have our old boy, Dr. Lee Lap Yip Larry, to officiate the opening ceremony. After graduating in 1988, Dr. Lee began his medical career in the University of New South Wales and has become members of the Royal College of Surgeons of Edinburgh and then Fellow of the Hong Kong Academy of Medicine, Emergency Medicine in 2004. Dr. Lee had lots of contribution in his field as being Deputy Hospital Chief Executive and Consultant of A&E of Tin Shui Wai Hospital, Honorary Clinical Associate Professor in the A&E Academic Unit of the Chinese University of Hong Kong. Under the leadership of Dr. Lee, there are always new possibilities. He has initiated the emergency medicine wards, which were proved to be effective in reducing the length of stay in the emergency department, the length of hospitalization, and emergency medical admission rate, and the hospital bed occupancy rate. Besides, Dr. Lee also stressed holistic care to his patient and medical staff. At Asia World Expo, the Community Treatment Facility Center, patients with no or mild symptom of COVID-19 were handled with direct treatment at the hall. The electric health platform streamlined processing and protected staff. With accurate and meticulous anticipation of what to be built in the e-platform, it successfully prevented medical staff go in and out of the red zone to provide technical support. By the 13th of March 2021, the hospital has completed its mission and was reserved for future use. Under the guidance of Dr. Lee, his team proudly announced zero infection of medical staff. In addition, in order to cater for the needs of the ethnic minorities patients, interpreters were deployed to bridge language gaps, make sure there are good communication with the non-Chinese speaking patients, and give them the best care during their admission. From the trial of the emergency medicine wards to the establishment of Lee Yuen Mun facilities, the activation of North Lantau Island, Hong Kong Infection Control Center, to the closure of the makeshift hospital at the Asia World Expo. Dr. Lee's ability to solve problems creatively and his readiness to step out of his comfort zone was commendable. Being a Christian, a Boy Scout instructor, members of Astronomers Club, Biology Society, and the Junior Police Corps, Dr. Lee's attributes to invent and his tenacity to solve problems have long been implanted in him since his days at QC. This once again a living example showing how QC has nurtured young people to be future leaders serving the community. Being hampered by the pandemic last year, our Open Days 2020 was forced to lapse. Yet, with the drive and determination of Havet, our student council overcome hurdles and had made this blissful learning celebration a rebirth of our Open Days. I hope you enjoy our campus tours, students' project works and exhibitions, interactive chat rooms, creative souvenirs with originality, and enjoy our wonderful school life here at QC. In closing, we deeply appreciate that, in spite of Dr. Lee's tight schedule, he has spared time to grace us with his presence. May I take this opportunity to thank you all for joining our virtual open days. Enjoy your venture and have a nice day. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Leung. May we now invite our guest of honor, Dr. Lee Lab Yip Larry, to deliver his speech. Dr. Lee, please.
Principal Leung, President Bosco and boys of the Queen's College, ladies and gentlemen. It is my greatest honor to be invited to share my experience to my dearest QC boys. Open Day seems only like happened last night, but in fact, it was more than 30 years ago when I was preparing my last Open Day in 1980s. Like most graduates, secondary school life are always the most memorable chapters throughout your life, because you are free to play, free to think, and most importantly, you are free to learn. Date back to my school age in QC, the learning process was still a traditional one-way and single sourcing mode from the teachers. Nowadays, there are numerous and many other sources of knowledge, which can be retrieved from the internet. You may then doubt why we still have to go to school, as we probably can obtain adequate knowledge to achieve our academic requirement by just staying at home. But that's not true. Now let me share with you what skill and inspirations QC has brought me. I'm not too sure how you guys now make use of your lunchtime. When I was in QC, I used to maximize my time during lunch break to play basketball. Therefore, I always rush to buy and finish my lunch within 15 minutes. This unique skill nowadays has been very useful for myself because I am an emergency physician and I have to attend any unanticipated emergency, even when I am having my lunch. Moreover, in my old days, we held meetings very frequent for joint school functions. To be honest, very often that there were difficult situations that we have to handle, irrelevant or even irrational inquiries. There may be participants not in problem-solving mode. There may be arguments, sometimes far from consensus, due to conflictual opinion and so forth. Dear boys, I must tell you, even nowadays, when I am participating or chairing the high-level hospital meeting, I still handling the similar situations. The skill I learned in QC are extremely practical and useful to try to convert the meeting into a constructive one or cut it short. Meeting may not be interesting, but I always still can recall my memory in those days and pretend that I was having joint school meeting with the other girls' schools. I must also stress that I gained the most valuable things in QC. I become a Christian in a very primitive, small-scale activity in our physics lab that was once in second floor. And this completely changed my life. We cannot control the majority of things in the world, and it is meaningless to spotlight our life onto something beyond our control, already past. The only thing you can control is what you think, and you have to think out of the box. My preparation for Open Day for Scout, the 12th Hong Kong group, may give you some insight. As you all know, the base of the Scout in QC is the Scout tent, and I think it is the same now. When I was one of the Scout leaders, I have to explore how to attract more visitors in the Open Day to join the installation we prepared. It would not be desirable if we only focus on how to decorate the inside of the Scout tent. We reach a conclusion to extend our attraction spot to elsewhere in the school. And what will be the answer? The best venue was the neighboring lawn. Therefore, we set up several larger-scale pioneering projects on the lawn, and they successfully become signature demonstrations in that time. The scout work in Open Day over the decades may look very natural to you all, but this is a story behind that I or we think out of the box. During this epidemic fight, I also had the opportunity to adopt the same thought, to think out of the box in setting up a community treatment facility in the Asia World Expo, where we first had a QC gala dinner some years ago. As I'm sure, no matter how hard the hospital authority to expand the capacity of the hospital in Hong Kong, we still cannot cope with a daily surge of more than 150 confirmed cases per day. The only way is to think out of the box to extend our hospital care to the community rather than the hospital, rather than congesting all the hospitals in the wards. Dear boys, you are brilliant, energetic, intelligent, and you are the hopes of our futures. Please do think what you can do and what you can contribute to the society instead of looking back. Words of wisdom in our school song, lighting the land with the bright beams of knowledge, exactly means it. Let's set the light at the end of the tunnel after a whole year of frustrations. In a new year, in a new era, let's forget the past, think positively, and rejuvenate yourself. This is a new beginning, and this is our rebirth. We all learn ABC in kindergarten, but you probably don't know, even for an emergency specialist like me, our first thing to learn is also ABC, which refer to airway, breathing, and circulations. When we grow up, we usually realize that everything is somehow back to basics. The outcome depends mainly on our attitude. Apart from ABC, at the end of my speech, let me share with you the word DEF. The dream, you need to uphold your dream. And you also have to pay effort. But sometime after you pay effort, you may feel despair. And you also need faith. Boys, stay true your aspirations, keep up your hard work, so as to teach thy children to reference truth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Lee. Next, we would like to invite the Vice President for Administration and Finance of Queen's College Old Boys Association, Mr. Chu Kai-Ming Kevin, to deliver his speech. Mr. Chu, please.
Boys of Queen's College, ladies and gentlemen, long time no see. This should be the longest separation we have had since the Open Days 2020 were cancelled. We remember the sweat and tears we shared watching the closing performance 2 years ago. But no one could have imagined. We had a lot more in the past year of epidemic and turmoil. Despite the extensive disruption the virus has brought to campus, the Student Council you elected did not disappoint us. They spared no effort in keeping activities as far as possible in front of the camera like today. To maintain the QC experience you only have once. They showed support and care to candidates facing public exam and served the alma mater we love. This is the QC motto we embrace as we learn, adapt, and survive. And yes, we did. We understand that challenge, as all alumni gatherings were also forced to be cancelled. We may be defeated, but we shall come back stronger. We are all learning how to better fulfill our commitment and duty to serve the QC family, as we now celebrate the centenary of QC OBA and the 160th anniversary of QC next year. When we go through these special virtual Open Days online, we will miss the many ceremonies and assemblies when we sing the school song together. With more of you now really scattered asunder in various regions, we look forward to having QCs and OQCs joining in the song when we meet again. It should transcend boundaries and give us energy in the long battle ahead. We shall see you home soon.
Thank you, Mr. Chu. May we now invite the Chairperson of Queen's College Parents Teachers Association, Dr. Leung Wyman Wenthi, to deliver her speech. Dr. Leung, please.
Guests of honor, Principal Leung, teachers, parents, old boys, students, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and pleasure to be here with you today. The COVID-19 pandemic has dramatically changed how QC-PTA communicates, grows, and accomplishes goals within QC communities. The arrangement of our activities was suggested with due consideration of the epidemic situation. Although we only can have minimum face-to-face contact, we have successfully used web and app-based technologies and resources to continue strong leadership and grow our QC-PTA community. We communicate with families effectively and create collaboration among families, the school, and community members to work together. In the last few months, we organized virtual parents volunteers gathering, Parent Academy with a series of online talks, Virtual Information Day for Secondary 3 students and their parents about how to choose elective subjects, and video visits with older adults of homes for the aged. This helped to keep our members collected and focus on the objectives central to the needs of our children, families, and school. Like the theme of our Open Day this year, Nirvana, I believe our association and our children can capture the essence of our roles and develop ourselves under this challenging new normal. May I wish you and your family well, healthy, and every success in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Leung. Next, we will invite the President of Queen's College 36 Student Council, Bosco, to deliver his speech. Bosco, please.
Our guest of honor, Dr. Larry Lee, Principal Ms. Leung, distinguished guests, parents, teachers, fellow Queenians, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. As the President of the 36 Student Council, it is my greatest pleasure to present our work to every Queenian and visitor. First, may I express my heartfelt gratitude to Dr. Lee for coming back to the alma mater and officiating at the opening ceremony, despite his tight schedule of work. Owing to the pandemic, the annual Open Days 2021 are unable to be held face-to-face, but it is our hope that you can get a deeper understanding of QC and the values we share through various online events in these 2 days. It is also our job to showcase our learning achievements, demonstrating the high adaptability and resilience of Queenians to the public, despite this difficult time. The previous year was chaotic and turbulent. All of us have been striving hard to adapt to the new norms. We once became frustrated. We were fatigued, or even feeble. That's why Nirvana, meaning rebirth, is selected as the theme of our annual Open Days this year. We believe that the programs, activities, and shows prepared by our many teams and societies add up to the special QC experience, the QC magic you shouldn't miss. We hope they can bring you strength and energy. Let's rethink and reflect and explore alternatives in coping with the recent challenges. Our recipe for rebirth is maintaining an optimistic mind. We hope the dishes today and tomorrow could provide you with some inspiration, at least our aspirations, to recover from this hard period. The virtual open days will be different from the one we used to have physically, but I must tell you that the preparations are even more complex but equally enjoyable. I'm glad to see that Quinians are paying 200% effort in leveraging creativity and innovative minds in order to bring all of you a brand new experience. We hope we really do, as we are cherishing memories tender and strong, treasuring this precious chance with joy and fun, and making indelible memories in your life. Lastly, I wish the annual Open Days 2021 successful and smooth. I sincerely hope that the pandemic will subside soon, so that all of us can resume normal lives. And we shall meet you on campus soon. Let there be hope, and let's start it here. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bosco. Next, may we invite Dr. Lee and other guests to count down and announce the official start of our annual Open Days 2021, Nirvana.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
The annual Open Days 2021 have officially begun. Before the ceremony ends, let's watch a music performance from our male voice choir. They will be performing For the Beauty of the Earth, composed by John Rutter.
For the love
Lastly, let's sing the school song. The opening ceremony has come to the end. We hope all of you could enjoy the activities in the coming 2 days. Thank you very much.